And good evening, I'm Marnie Hughes. A yoga teacher wanted for the murder of a professional cyclist has now been on the run for more than 40 days, seemingly evading authorities. Caitlin Armstrong is accused of killing Mariah Mo Wilson. And some are calling this a crime of passion, a love triangle, because Mo had spent time with Caitlin's boyfriend, Colin Strickland, while the two were separated. Tonight, a new clue. Caitlin's black Jeep discovered by U.S. Marshals in South Austin in Texas. They say she sold it to a dealership before she took off on the run. Also tonight, the U.S. Marshals have raised the stakes, elevating this case to a major status and now increasing the reward as well. In a moment, I'm going to be speaking with Deputy Marshal Brandon Fila about that. First, though, correspondent Kelly Beeson is here with an update on the case. Kelly.
Well, Marnie, while the sale of this vehicle doesn't give the full picture, of course, to law enforcement, it does provide some valuable clues, including how likely it is Armstrong is receiving help while on the run. We spoke with a former Homeland Security agent for some answers. It's been more than a month and still no sign of Caitlin Armstrong, a yoga instructor accused of killing pro cyclist Mariah Wilson on May 11th. Police say Wilson was found dead in this Austin, Texas home after swimming with Armstrong's boyfriend.
When someone leaves the area where a crime was committed, that causes some suspicion.
Days later, Armstrong is seen in these photos, flying from Texas to New York. And tonight, U.S. Marshals have located her Jeep. They say she sold the vehicle on May 13th to a CarMax dealership in Austin for $12,000, receiving a check from the dealership one day after being questioned by police.
We believe now that, she has that $12,200 possibly in cash, and that is what is helping her stay under the radar from law enforcement officials.
A former Homeland Security agent we spoke with says it's very likely she's now using fake identification and receiving assistance from someone who may be giving her money, providing resources, or helping with transportation. There have also been reports potentially linking Armstrong to a campsite in upstate New York.
She can't vanish like a Ted Kaczynski or Eric Rudolph or somebody like that. And look at that. At the end of the day, those guys got caught too. I mean, and that, you're dealing with the pros right there. Her life will never be normal as long as she's running.
Now, up to $6,000 in rewards are being offered for information leading to her arrest. Another anonymous donor is also adding $15,000 to that effort, Marnie.
All right, Kelly, let's hope it helps and brings some answers. I want to bring in Brandon Fila now, Deputy U.S. Marshal out of Austin, Texas, who is working this case. Deputy, appreciate your time once again. So upgraded to major status, what does that mean in terms of resources in the search?
Yeah, what that means in terms of this case going major status is we get more specialized individuals working with us from here in Austin all the way to our headquarters. Those specialized individuals work day in and day out, and they're an expert in whether it's financial side of things or social media and stuff like that. So it really gives us a helping hand here in Austin just for more resources to be able to look more deeper into Caitlin Armstrong in hopes of bringing her before justice here soon.
Let's talk about some of the new clues that you all have and what you can share with evidence. The car, finding her car that she sold, also someone possibly spotting her in upstate New York. What can you share?
Yeah, finding that vehicle was key. We were looking at that originally because we thought that was her primary means of transportation. But the key of this now is going to be really to track that financial record where she was issued that check for $12,200 for the sale of that vehicle on May 13th. We look forward to finding what banking institution she cashed that, how she cashed it, who was with her. And hopefully in today's modern world with technology, we can also depict some of that on video surveillance to really give us another lead. Maybe there's somebody else we can interview that will really give us some insight to protect that person from being part of this investigation. So we're asking those individuals to come forward if they're out there watching this. And that's really where we're at right now with the aspect of locating that vehicle.
In terms of who you're questioning, family, friends, are people cooperating with you?
Yeah, I'm not going to comment on that as far as, when we interview people in an ongoing investigation, we really got to protect that individual until we find otherwise that, maybe they're on the eye of the radar now as part of this investigation. So we've interviewed many people, family, associates, and it's led us to where we are today. So, that's really where we're at, and just trying to find that direction of travel is going to be key. And hopefully this financial aspect of this check will really help out connect those dots to paint the picture of where she could be with that large amount of cash going on the run to really put her under the radar, for the last 30 to 40 days.
Let me ask that in a different way. Do you think she's getting help to stay away and elude police?
I would say she'd have to get some kind of assistance from somewhere. Because she's had to come in contact with someone. She fled from Austin. She had cash, or she had the check for $12,200, and we know she was provided transportation from a confidential source that dropped her off at that Newark International Airport in New Jersey. So we believe she's going to receive some type of assistance. Now, whether hopefully those individuals already know that she's a wanted individual, with the help of the media spreading this information, which we know has been spread throughout the United States, even to Canada, because we received some tips up in Canada this past weekend, which didn't really validate anything. But we know the word is spreading and really putting the pressure on Caitlin. I know, unfortunately, she's not in custody, but her circle is getting smaller to where she's going to be looking for more funds when she depletes that $12,000.
Do you believe she's armed?
I can't say whether she's armed or not, but we do know when she was armed, according to the affidavit, she committed this homicide. So an individual that is very desperate and eventually runs out of cash, you have to understand that she's going to get very lonely. She's going to get lonely. She's going to have to leave family. She's going to have to leave associates. And she's really going to only be with those individuals that are there to protect her and also probably to go down with her. So you have to be alarmed that she may be armed and may be in a panic, in the same panic that she was in when she left Austin after being questioned by authorities before that warrant was issued for her arrest.
40 days is a long time. Maybe not in your world, though. If she hasn't turned herself in by now, will she?
I don't know. Maybe she would have some type of thought, and maybe someone would reach out to her and tell her just how I would tell her if she's watching this is, surrender to law enforcement. We can facilitate a safe surrender peacefully. We can bring you before the court. Your side of the story can be heard. And we always encourage individuals that we interview in this case, whether it's family or associates that were close to her, to give her the best advice possible while she's on the run.
Deputy, what should the public be looking for? That possible sighting at the campground in upstate New York, has she changed her appearance at all? What should folks be watching for?
We don't really know in that appearance, and I think it'll be key once we can get some video from that airport, from Newark, that gives us that type of direction. But I think the best thing that we can go off right now is the description that we've previously given, with the curly hair being, that strawberry blonde and her thin body build. But also, just be on the lookout for someone, she may have changed that hairstyle. So just really staying aware of your surroundings. And if you see something, say something, report it to your local law enforcement, and hopefully continue to, work together to make our community safer and bring her before justice.
I know you and your colleagues are working tireless hours. Again, the reward tonight, up to what?
Our reward right now is up to $21,000. That's with the U.S. Marshal Service, Capital Area Crime Stoppers, and anonymous donor that is currently working with the Capital Area Crime Stoppers here in Austin.
Brandon Fila, Deputy U.S. Marshal out of the Austin, Texas area. Sir, we appreciate you always coming on, giving us an update. We'll stay in touch. Thank you.
Thank you for the coverage.
Thank you for watching. Go to newsnationnow.com to find News Nation on your television provider. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of News Nation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.